Hey guys, welcome back to a new episode of Gunpla TV. We actually have Gunpla this week. We are on episode number 338, and it is a wonderful autumn fall day here in November that we are recording. This is actually kind of nice weather.
Yeah, I like it.
It's not so bad. It's finally nice and cool.
A little bit chilly in the morning. And
a bit chilly in the morning, but maybe it feels
fine.
like home for you in England. Yeah. It's usually around this cold still.
Well, it's way colder.
Way colder? Okay.
This is like summer.
This is like summer. It feels kind of similar to California for me, a bit like a December weather. A bit more colder. But anyway, let's get back to talking about what we have in stock, as well as new items that just went up for pre-order on our site.
Yeah, we got the catalog.
This week, where shall we start? Items or pre-orders?
Let's want to hit the catalog?
Pre-orders? Okay, we'll go for the pre-orders. So this week we had some exciting new pre-orders from the Bandai hobby department here. And the most exciting one is going to be, the real grade Evangelion.
Yeah, I was
happy to hear that. A lot of people are really love Evangelion kits and are really looking forward, really excited to see this one. So we're finally getting one in the real grade lineup. So I believe, I can't recall any other non-Gundam real grades having been released before. So this is the first time we're getting a non-Gundam real grade kit.
Christmas present for us.
It's going to be a wonderful Christmas present. Yeah, I think these are set for March release. March release. And there's actually two different versions that you can pre-order of the RG Evangelion. You've got the standard unit, which is just the actual unit itself, well as the one that comes with the DX transport platform set. So it comes with this nice kind of display base type thing that you can stand him on, which is a little bit more expensive, but that looks really awesome. So we are excited to see this one come in next March. Sure. I do have to wonder if I will end up being the one that builds it, just because Evangelion is such a popular thing, it might get stolen from me.
Well, it better not be Scott.
We'll have to see. I don't know. I think Scott might like Evangelion as well. So who knows? I won't be terribly too upset if that ends up getting stolen by Scott, though. Right. But I am looking forward to putting it together, just because I like building all the new real grade kits that come out. So, and there's two other new kits that I was actually kind of excited to see. Now these were at the hobby show, but I don't think we ended up covering them on the video. I don't know why that is. I think maybe we didn't think that they were going to be model kits, or they were just kind of... I saw them. They were kind of off, like on the side, and just didn't know what to make of it. But
they're cool. I like it.
They are quite cool. So we have the original PlayStation, as well as the Sega Saturn. Right. Now these are going to be 2/5 scale model kits, and what's cool about these is not only do you have the outside of the game systems, but they actually molded in plastic, like replicas of what it would actually look like inside of these systems. Did you have both of these growing up? I guess for you would be much younger when these came out than when I
mean, someone had one of them, but it wasn't like new.
Right? I had both. And actually, I'm such an old fart that when this was still the current system, I had a job at Activision.
Oh, wow.
At that time. And if anybody out there knows a game called Tenchu 2, my name will be in the credits if you play the game, if you beat the game, the credits play at the end. I was working at Activision as a game tester, and one of the first games that I worked on was that game Tenchu 2, so I got to play that game for 8 hours a day. Every day, sitting in the basement there at Activision in Santa Monica. So,
and when it came out, you didn't buy it?
I didn't have to, because if you work on the game, you would get a copy for free. Unfortunately, I think when I moved from America to Japan, all that stuff kind of got
destroyed.
No, I think I sold everything on eBay just because I couldn't bring everything with me. I had a lot of that stuff, though. So yeah, the PlayStation as well as the Sega Saturn. Now, I did actually own the Saturn. I didn't work on the Saturn or have anything to do with it, but I had Panzer Dragoon Saga, which was one of the biggest and most rarest games that you can find. I remember that thick case, and it had like 4 discs on the inside.
Oh, so if you could have that now, you make a bit of money, I guess.
I think, I still sold it. When I sold it for over $200, I think, but now it might be worth more. I think they're coming out with like a new version of it too, so if you missed a chance to play Panzer Dragoon Saga, I think I remember hearing that they were going to make a re-release of that. I'm not quite sure. Don't count me on it. But this is actually a Japanese version of the Saturn. I believe the Saturn was black in America.
Oh, okay.
So to kind of match the Genesis, which was the system that was right before it. So Saturn didn't really live up to its potential. It was a really cool system, but yeah, it's kind of cool. So PlayStation, Saturn, if you're a game collector, if you like video games, these are going to be very interesting model kits. Definitely, I will be covering both of these.
I wonder if someone mods it at some point.
You know, you could probably... Well, I would think what you could do with these is you could probably...
put like a PI in...
Right, a Raspberry Pi and just use these as Pi cases. It doesn't look like they'll be able to do that from the factory as far as I know, but you could probably modify them to be,
for sure.
to be Pi cases, and that would be really awesome. Maybe cool. A future project video. All right, so we also have, down here at the bottom, we did see this at the Hobby Show, and this is the HG120 Kobukai. So... this is from the Sakura Wars 2, and that looks really cool. We talked about these before. I think they had 2 previous versions that were on pre-order.
Yeah.
So I think we talked about those a bit more at that time.
One.
Now purple one, I think looks quite awesome. All right, so going on over here. Now this is actually another kit that I was... Although there's not a whole lot of Gundam that went up for pre-order, we had really some other kind of really cool looking stuff besides the Evangelion and the PlayStation and the Saturn. This one also really caught my eye. Now, we've had the Mazinger kits before. Scott reviewed one of them, but the one that just went up for pre-order is much different. So the Mazinger kits before, I believe they were called HG scale. Yes, they're HG scale. Yes. We had another one that just came in recently. It's sitting just off the camera, off the side of the camera there. This one is not a HG. It's just 1/60th scale. Now, 1/60th scale for the Mazinger is going to be, it says 423 millimeters tall. So this is going to be a big boy. So I'm kind of curious, since it's such a large kit, and they're using the real grade name for the Evangelion, why didn't they bring out that mega size? The mega size. They have the mega size lineup for the Gundams, which is a really huge kind of thing. So this is the same scale as a perfect grade at 160, but it's not going to be as detailed as a perfect grade kit. Although the outside of the kit has some really nice looking detail. It's just I do not think you're going to have that nice inner frame or whatnot. So for me, looking at this, I'm kind of thinking it looks more like mega size kit than a perfect grade kit. Although I do believe the mega size kits were all 1/48th scale, so maybe that's why they didn't use the mega size brand for this kit. But it's just no grade, just 160 Mazinger Z, and this will be out in March as well. So a little bit more expensive, definitely quite a bit more expensive than you would see for the HG kit. All right, so also we have a new figurized standard masked Kamen Rider. And this is the Kuga Mighty Form.
They're adding so much to that line,
right? Yeah, they're cool. They keep cranking these guys out, so interesting. Maybe someone more interested in the Master Rider stuff will build that for us. And we also have a new Dumbbell Senki kit, as well as we saw this one at the Hobby Show as well. I do believe I got that on video. It's the Yamato 2202 version, but now it comes in a clear yellow plastic, so kind of a ghosty type of thing. High dimension clear is what they're calling it, so quite interesting. And we actually do have some Gundam that was up for pre-order, although nothing terribly too exciting, at least in my opinion, except the Poochie guy. He's kind of a cool looking Poochie guy. And the Poochie guy is actually probably the one of these three that I may be looking forward to the most. But yeah, some new Re-Rise Gundam Build Divers kits. So 2 of these are also coming out, as well as what Dave loves. Dave's most favorite kit series is coming out with 2 new ones, 30-minute missions. And
but it's underwater this time.
Right, he's under the sea now.
They're pretty big tanks as well.
He's tanking it. And we got some other accessories as going on there as well. So I believe that... Oh, and there's another one of the ones that you viewed, both the other one, the little Petite series from Fate Grand Order. So now she's coming with a nice kind of katana sword there. So some interesting stuff on the way from Bandai, up for pre-order today. So if you want any of these cool items, get your orders in as soon as possible. All right, so let's take a look at the stuff that came in just today. What do you say? Shall we start from the right?
Yeah.
All right, so on the right, what do we have here, Dave? We've got the SD Cross Silhouette Wing Gundam Zero EW Endless Waltz. So another cool one in the Cross Silhouette series. And speaking of Cross Silhouette, although it is not a Gundam, it is the Gao Gaigar. And he looks quite cool. It says mode change. So we're going to be able to change some modes on him. He's got a mouth that opens and closes, and that nice kind of lion in the middle there. And it looks like he's got Shinkansen for shoulders. So it's kind of as Japanese as you can get for this guy here. He looks quite cool. Now, getting into the actual Gundam stuff, we've got a new one from the Re-Rise series. This is the Core Gundam G3 color and the V2 unit. Isn't that exciting? The V2 unit, that's going to be this kind of spaceship
same
type
as
thing.
the Earth 3
Right. So it's going to be another one of those little mini. I need to get the review done for that one. So there are 3 Gundam is built, so you need to review it. And the kit that I was kind of looking forward to the most that was going to be released this week is this new from G Gundam. We don't get many new HG kits from the G Gundam series, although we had the high resolution God Gundam, so getting a few more G Gundam kits released lately. I'm still hoping for that the windmill. Bandai, give us the windmill Gundam kit at some point.
The treadmill Gundam.
I almost said treadmill Gundam. I'm hitting the gym too much. I got the treadmill on my mind. All right, but here we've got Death Army, and he looks quite cool. So this is one of those kind of grunt suits where the kit itself is really cheap, not a really thick box, so you could probably buy a ton of these guys and throw them together and have yourself a whole Death Army. Isn't that awesome?
Yes.
Quite awesome. So, yes, indeed. So this week, as you can see at the edge of the table there, I do have the Penelope finished, so I will be recording
with the suit on.
With the full suit on. I just built it according to how they have you build it in the instructions. I figure I'll review it how it is now, and then during the video I'm going to have to take it apart, and that's going to be fun. So the video for that one is going to take a little while to make. I am guessing, but doesn't it look awesome? It's just so
pretty cool.
It's massive. I just love the massive kits.
Earth Tree Gundam.
Yeah, I got the little Earth Tree Gundam sitting next to him. It's just so puny. Although Earth Tree Gundam, that thing is just so small compared to a regular Gundam. It's just like a really petite type thing. They could probably just release it by itself in like one of those little small like Pucci Gundam type boxes.
Yeah, probably like.
Maybe future. All right, so is it time for comments?
Comments, yes.
What do we have for comments this week?
B-Nuts, he says, that massive HG Penelope, is it larger than the Neodong though?
No.
Okay.
Alright, so yeah, you can see the Neo Zeong, that thing is just big. I have one actually at home on top of one of my shelves, and it's just
massive.
It's just massive.
Okay, Ketwaru says on the back, do not twist while cutting plastic. This is on the nipper box when I was reading it. Looks at the back of own God Hand nippers. It's all in Japanese. But hold on, is the God Hand Ultimate Nipper really that fragile, or does Todd just nip like a psychopath?
You know, I do not think I really nip like a psychopath, but just they do feel a bit fragile to me. I think I've broken 4 or 5 pairs now. So,
but I swear it wasn't English on the back.
The new ones, maybe. Might be. It's been a while since I looked at the box of one, so I've kind of gone back to an original pair that I bought from like 2014.
Ooh,
when
retro.
There was this old guy, and he was kind of just making every one by hand, and it feels like those older ones are just a bit more sturdier than the new ones. But although that pair I also broke, so the tip is kind of chipped off, but it works fine for me. So that's,
they're going to break at some point. Just don't twist it.
Definitely don't twist, and definitely don't cut anything thick with it. And don't cut anything hard. I broke one on a high-resolution kit, the Wing Gundam, the high-resolution Wing Gundam, because that the glossy kind of plastic is really
large,
really thick. Even though, it's hard. It's really hard. So even though the part I was cutting wasn't that thick, just because of how hard that plastic was, it just took a chunk right out of the middle of the blade. So I still love those nippers, and I still would recommend it if you want to have the best cut that you can get for a nub. But yeah, just definitely be careful when using them. That's all I can recommend. Okay, so let's do the prize giveaway for this week's 2,000 yen HobbyLink Japan store credit. And this week, the winner is going to go to a comment from a YouTube comment on that War Greymon review episode. And their name is Capox. And Capox says, "Love Digimon. I hope they make Metal Garurumon." Okay,
yeah,
so
I'm sure they're going to expand that series.
I hope so, because that War Greymon kit, it looked really awesome once I had it all built. So I still got to finish the other Omegamon. I'm building the 2 Omegamons at the same time. So I've got the 1 Omegamon finished.
And the other one.
I have the original Omegamon finished. Now I got to build the new Omegamon. So I'm going to do the comparison review of the original Omegamon kit compared to the new Omegamon kit. So that one I am working on, but it's kind of had to take a back seat to finish the Penelope first, and also the God Gundam. So the Penelope and the God Gundam kind of get priority. Then I'm going to go back to the Omegamon, and then on to the other stuff that I just haven't had the chance to finish yet. So I've got a list of stuff that I need to finish here.
Right, it's a lot.
I
managed to get quite on top of mine, actually.
Oh yeah, you hammered out a few last night, you were saying. So
yeah, I've got to film them.
We look forward to seeing those reviews soon as well. Okay, so if you guys out there would also like to win 2,000 yen HobbyLink Japan store credit, all you need to do is go to hobbylink.tv and find this episode, or probably the Penelope episode, did you say?
Yeah.
Any of the review episodes that go up after this one, post a comment on hobbylink.tv or on YouTube. You can win there as well. And that's all you need to do to win. Now, I might be a little bit slow. I gotta apologize for previous winners out there, just because I've been quite busy lately. So I'm a bit behind on getting out these, but I will be contacting you all shortly here. I hope to get this all finished this week. So
cool.
There you have it. And I think that wraps it up for this week.
Yep.
Do you have any final words that you would like to say for our prized viewers out there?
Great shirt, Todd.
Thank you. Yeah, it's getting a bit cooler, so I can wear my longer sleeve shirts again.
Yeah,
so
very colourful one.
It's very colourful. I kind of like it. It reminds me of like a dream and like a Dumbo.
Yeah, it's cool.
The Dumbo movie dream sequence type thing. So quite awesome. So stay tuned for more episodes. I think reviews. There are
We're trying
2 new HG kits coming out next week, if I remember correctly. But the end of this month. Well, that's one other thing I wanted to mention before we end this video, is originally that Master Grade Barbados kit, did I mention it last week? I don't think I did. The Master Grade Barbados kit originally was scheduled for a November release, so I was looking forward to building that one this November, but it got pushed back to December.
Oh, okay.
So for this month, we have the 2 more HG kits coming in, and then the last 2 weeks of this month, there's really not a whole lot being released. So that'll give me some time to catch up and finish some of the stuff that I have missed from the previous months that still need to be built. So, still stuff to do, still stuff coming in, but not a whole lot from Bandai after next week. But December, there's going to be more. December has some interesting stuff coming in, so.
I'm just waiting for March now.
Right, now March we got RG Evangelion. Get the pre-orders in if you want this. Yes.
Okay.
I think that does wrap it up for this short episode. What do you say?
Yep, sounds good.
Okay, we'll see you guys again next week, and have a great week.